Thank you for listening. A list of content warnings can be found in the episode description. Take care. Enjoy the show. Planescape Torment, the Unofficial audio series. A narrative let's play adapted and produced by RevocerGM. Combining in-game audio with additional voice acting through dialogue and descriptions to improve your listening experience. Rediscover the amazing story of the 1999 cult classic isometric video game, Planescape Torment, like you've never heard before. Not much changes with the news of Thilden's execution. The workers ceaselessly feed the furnaces with barrows of fuel, and the smiths continue their steady rhythms of hammer on steel, all seeking some opportunity, the crafting of a great work, the forging of a better place for themselves in this multiverse, just now with one less voice barking above the din. Saros in the meeting hall approaches you, his nerves now subdued and replaced with a solemn melancholy.
Hello, sir?
No.
Sorry, I don't really know who you are.
Yeah, that's okay.
Thank you for your mercy. I'll stay on the straight and narrow now, all right?
Sure, Saros.
I don't quite know what I was expecting. I suppose murder warrants such an outcome.
Perhaps. He looks uncertain at this. Saros, I know you're confused, but you did do the right thing.
Thank you.
Your father is Sandas, right?
Yes.
And you mentioned you have a sister.
Sarosa? Well, she's loved around here. She's kind of a witch, I think. She knows stuff. She knows how to change people to make them more like what they are.
What do you mean?
She can just look at someone and see what needs adding and what needs taking away. I don't know how she does it. My father always said it was something about her ascending to another level. He said she was a born Godsman.
Right. Do you know where I might find her? You get the feeling news of his father's state of mind would be too much for him right now.
Oh, yes, she'll be somewhere in the meeting hall. Hard to miss, just follow the trail of Godsman stunned in her wake.
He's right. It doesn't take long at all to find this prodigy amongst the faction ranks. In finding Sarosa, you see a poise and authority that belies her youthful appearance. At most, she looks to be in her late teens, and she is draped in an overwhelmingly large robe whose train is carried by a flock of scholarly factols, chirping their adoration like little sparrows. As you approach her, she turns, and her eyes stare directly into yours. Her gaze penetrates far deeper than feels comfortable.
Greetings, stranger. How goes your day?
You're a Sarasa, right? I need to speak to you about your father.
What of him?
Her flurry of attendants flit their attention to you, emulating her regal repose. This is a private matter, milady, and not one I should speak of in such company.
No, it's okay. I am safe in these halls, I'm sure. Leave us to speak.
She dismisses her honor guard with but a small gesture.
I feel fear in your heart for what you're about to say. Tell me, half-man, what is this that requires such privacy?
Your father has locked himself into his tower, and is threatening to end his own life. Her eyes flash, and you feel a sudden gripping, like a coldness about your heart.
You lie! What meaning do you have to say such a thing? My father is traveling. He is not expected back for days at least.
Even so, speak to Keldor if you don't believe me. But I require your assistance if your father is to live.
I will check on this. You can be sure, half-man.
Please, I'm trying to help. What can you tell me of him that will allow me to keep him from hurting himself? She stares at you hard, but you hold her gaze.
You speak the truth, don't you? I see no deception in you on this matter. Very well. This is what I wish you to tell my father. All life is a test. One cannot expect to skip to the end directly. That is not the answer. Only the Doomguard and the Dustman believe in utter decay, and you have always held them in contempt. Remember this.
I will convey the message. Farewell. Sandos's tower branches off this spire of the mind's eye, spindling high into the void within the ring of Sigil. The antechamber of his room has a viewpoint, and looking out, you feel you could be in the center of it all. The vastness of the city sweeping out and overhead, the hive and the lower ward bleeding into each other, cut through by the brackish waters of the ditch. And beyond, as the practically formed factories and workshops around the foundry begin to dapple into beautifully ornate gardens and marble-columned buildings of stately grandeur. You feel tiny in this stretched-out view of the wards, a speck of dust amongst the debris of all that goes on in this multiverse.
Greetings, sir. Did Keldor send you?
Yes. What exactly is going on?
Sandos came up here in the early hours of this morning, and he's been raving and muttering behind the door all day. I hope you can do something for him.
We'll see about that. Sandos, I need to talk to you.
Go away.
Are you Sandos?
Who else would it be? These are my rooms. This is my faction. And this is where I'm going to die.
Well, they said I should come talk to you. I guess they don't want you dead.
I see. Send a concerned stranger to talk me out of it, eh? Did they tell you could join them if you just came to talk to me? Did they think it would make you care more?
You wait for him to continue.
Well say something. Or are you suddenly mute? If you'd seen half the things I'd seen. Well, not even half the things I'd seen.
What have you seen?
I've seen horrors beyond imagining. I've seen a twisted, tortured god bound by laughing fiends. I've seen a layer of the abyss distill itself into the essence of a single individual. I've seen the laws of nature perverted, and I've seen all the truths of man turned upside down. None of it makes any sense to me anymore. And I cannot bear it any longer. What's the point? I ask you, what's the point?
You wait again.
Well, come on. I thought you wanted to talk. And that's what you want, isn't it? To solve problems. Well, how about you listen? What's the point of it? That's what I want to know. Why do we do the things we do? What's the thing that keeps us driving?
I don't know.
Pride and ego. We keep telling ourselves that we can be something, that we mean something, that there's a reason we're here, but in the end, it's all just blackness. I've seen that final blackness, and there's no reason to deny it. Yet we keep pushing on out of foolish pride. There's no reason to it.
You found reason once. You believed that all we face is a test. You believed that we're here to push past that final blackness, to overcome it. Did you ever consider that you became a Godsman for a reason?
What do you mean?
Why did you join the Godsman?
Well, because I thought there was meaning. I was wrong. There is none. Love, family, wealth, accomplishment. It all means nothing.
All of it. Except that it all keeps going. You became a Godsman because you don't believe in chance for something this magnificent.
Ha! They taught you well, at least.
Perhaps. But it doesn't matter what they taught me, Sandos. This is about you. Everything you've become. From what it sounds like, the things you've experienced are beyond the worst and greatest dreams of most mortals. And yet you still stand. That means something. Even if not to you, then to many who'd hoped to expand themselves, become more of what this life has given them. Look at what you've done. And maybe ask not what you could learn, but what you could teach to others. Is that not something to aspire to? There is no response through the door. Sandos, are you still with me?
Aye, Burke. I'm still with you.
Good. Do you want to know what your daughter said? There is a pause. The voice comes more brittle than before.
You talked to my daughter.
Yes. This is what she said. All life is a test. One cannot expect to skip to the end directly. That is not the answer. Only the Doomguard and the Dustman believe in utter decay, and you have always held them in contempt. Remember this.
Oh, Sarosa. She said all that, did she? Let me think about this. I hope you've got some time.
All the time in the world, Sandos. Think it over. After a long wait, the door clicks open, and before you is a huge man. His face is like carved stone, and his hair is clipped to the scalp, faded tattoos rising from his neck over his crown. He wears a weathered yet finely crafted travel suit, sleeves rolled up to reveal thick, branch-like arms crisscrossed with burns and battle scars. You'd believe anyone if they said he was some descendant of a titan. He looks you over and says,
Oh, bloody hells of Beator, you look worse than me. I suppose they did send the right one up. Go down and tell Keldor you've talked some sense into me. I'll want to see him eventually, but you've done your job. Go on now.
Sure. Farewell, Sandos. After descending the tower and telling Keldor the news, you return to the meeting hall and find Sarosa, alone, none of her entourage in tow, waiting for you.
Forgive me, Scarred One. I did not hold the respect of you before that you certainly deserve. Thanks to your words, my father Sandos is alive and well. I can only hope that whatever forces scarred him this way, I cannot believe he came to this on his own, will pay for its misdeeds. Is there anything I can do for you?
You can answer me some questions.
What answers do you seek, Half-Man?
Why do you call me Half-Man?
I call you Half-Man because I cannot see your spirit. All other mortals who pass through my life show their spirits to me as a shining spark or a smoldering ember. You show nothing at all. I called you Half-Man because I cannot see your spirit as I see those of others. Whether this is because you have no soul, or because you have transcended, I cannot say. One way or another, you are but half a man. What the other half is, again, I cannot say.
Your brother said that you are some kind of
Which? What does he mean?
Saros is brash, not in voice or manner, but in thought. Eager to prove himself, he acts upon impulse alone and cannot control the aggression of youth. He believes everything he does not understand to be a threat. Hopefully he will grow to be a wiser lad for his recent experiences. I believe he feels himself more a sensate than a Godsman, further vindicating my belief that the sensates are the most immature of all the factions of Sigil.
Why are they most immature?
Why are they most immature? Because, like children, they do not understand that there is more beyond the world of the senses, beyond what one can see, hear, taste, touch, smell. Look around you. You are in the outer planes. This is belief made solid. But that does not mean this seemingly rough matter can be comprehended by the senses. This is belief. No mere physicality can match it.
Okay. But you didn't answer my question. He said that you can just look at someone and see what needs adding or taking away. How?
I know not how I came by it. It seems something that has always been part of me. I can only surmise that my past lives and my beliefs in this one have given me a special insight into mortal nature. I am gifted with the ability to see a piece of the potential within every being. By reading the true name graven on that mortal's very being, and by slightly mispronouncing that word, I am able to change the nature of that potential, thus changing the nature of its bearer. That is the best I can explain it, but futile to do so, like explaining color to one who does not see.
That is some skill.
I believe it is. I can even change you, if the price be right.
What is the price?
Tell me, do you subscribe to the philosophy of the Godsman?
There is a deep feeling within you that urges you to say yes.
Yes.
Then I feel no qualms in sharing my gift with you.
She speaks a single arcane syllable, Sham, one that shakes you to your very foundation. And somehow, for a moment, your flesh feels stronger, your mind sharper, and a little piece of you has been somewhat restored. Back on the foundry floor, within the smithy's tower, you set about making your final creation of this triad of tests. Bringing all your skill and ambition to bear, you decide upon a battle axe. There is something that appeals to you about its shape, the silhouette, something satisfying in the broadness of its edge and the heft of its swing. You begin working at the forge. This axe will take a while to complete, and you're going to be damn uncomfortable for a very long time. At first, the boy Laszlo helps you plan out the shape and overall design, guiding you in isolating the softened steel, leaving enough material to work each element into shape. But the hours pass, and eventually, Laszlo leaves you in a state of focus as you find your rhythm, each hammer strike falling with precision, molding metal to your will as if heat and matter were yours to shape through thought alone. What began as a large and brutal tool of destruction transcends to something far more elegant. A twin serpent, coiling like twisted limbs, forms the handle, each body wrought with contrasting scales of bright metal. Then, reaching as two continuous pieces to the double-bladed head of crossed palms, the symbol of the mind's eye held in their center, an expression of duality, bound together by will, life and death, good and ill, chaos and order, unified by ambition and belief. It is beautiful, solid, yet lively in your hand, and its edge is so sharp it could split a hair lengthways. This axe would be welcome in the hands of the finest of warriors. A great work, a true creation. Ascension.
That is, without a doubt, one of the greater pieces I have ever seen forged by a recruit. You'll go far, my friend.
Thank you.
Congratulations. In all you have done, you have proven yourself worthy of joining the Godsman. Would you like to take the oath now, or perhaps wait until later?
Now.
Very well. Repeat after me. Life's tribulations are tests.
Life's tribulations are tests.
There is nothing I encounter that is not a lesson.
There is nothing I encounter that is not a lesson.
Pain is the multiverse's way of reinforcing a lesson.
Pain is the multiverse's way of reinforcing a lesson. What I hate most in others is a reflection of what I hate most in myself. I will act to activate my potential and to aid others in achieving their goals. I will remember that Divinity's spark is present in everything. I swear fealty to the believers of the Source and their goals, never to forsake them. You swear the oath, and Keldor smiles.
Welcome to the Godsman, lad.
After being shown around a few of the more prominent towers, you are eventually ushered towards a chamber for the night. Your companions, too, are welcome under your supervision and keenly make use of the faction's more luxuriously appointed facilities. While the view from this chamber pales in comparison to that of Sandos's, it is still a rare perspective of the city, and in the darkness of night, the glowing towers of the Great Foundry illuminate the haze with wondrous splendor. As you stand staring out over the sky, Dakon silently joins you. After a moment, he speaks.
I remember at our most recent meeting in the Smoldering Corpse Bar, I claimed that I knew the tides of this city. That where you were blind, I might see, and open doors barred to your hand. That feels like a very long time ago.
Maybe. There is much I've learned in this past 10 day. But Dakon, none of it would have been possible without you. And nothing I have gained is more valuable to me than what you, Mort, Anna, have provided me. This path may be mine, but I'm not certain I'd have the will to walk it, if not for you and the others. The lights shimmer on Dakon's face as he looks out over the city, and the faintest twitch of a rare smile crosses his face. I would ask you, Dakon, more on the teachings of Zerthamon.
What could I know that you would not?
There was a seventh circle within the stone of Zerthamon. It told of the gradual building of the rebellion against the Illithids. You can tell he holds in a breath as he speaks softly.
What does this seventh circle speak of?
It speaks of time as an ally, not as an enemy. What do you think? He hesitates.
This is true. Patience can sharpen even the smallest of efforts into a weapon that can strike the heart of an empire such as that of the Illithids.
I agree.
And for you, you say that none of what you have learned would have been possible without the intervention of allies. But I don't see that as true.
You observe, and you learn. As with the second circle, upon encountering the unknown, you attempt to understand its nature, and you grow. Your victories may seem small in the face of what lies ahead, but over time, a greater victory may be achieved.
Dakon is silent for a moment.
Will you make this circle known to me?
You take the circle and twist the links, and 2 plates slide from the interior and into your hands. You have no idea where they came from, but the unbroken circle still seems intact. The 7th circle remains. Dakon watches you silently. There are 2 plates here. Perhaps we should both study them, you and I. Dakon matches your gaze.
Know that your path is mine, and it shall come to pass that as you knew the way of Zerthamon from me, I shall know the way of Zerthamon from you.
Thank you for listening to Planescape Torment, the unofficial audio series, a RevocerGM production. To support the show and those involved, please consider subscribing to our Patreon or donating via our Ko-fi page. Links to both are in the description.